Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How's it going? So, I know you know a little bit about this, but I like to remind you this is not an exact science. And they talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So, I describe it the best I can. They will not give me all the details because it's none of my business. They'll give me enough so you understand what they're talking about. And I say they because I usually don't bring two through, but they're both going to come through. And so, anyway, sometimes you got to think outside the box just a little bit. This is like I said, it's not an exact science. We do the best we can, talking to each other. And they both came through together, but your dad, he's a very, very strong presence, like big presence. Um, and he leans down and he says, I am proud of you, son. I am proud of you. He's, he says you are being more judgmental towards yourself. He said, oh, he says, yes, I was judgmental, but not as strong, not as strong now. And I don't, it means like not as strongly judgmental. When they get up there, you see things a whole lot different. Whole picture down here totally changes because you understand a lot of things, why things happen. So he's not being so judgmental now that he can see things differently. And I just posted a thing this morning on my Facebook, change your perspective, and the cat's upside down. Change the way you look at things. Step back from it. Look at it like you're an outsider. What would an outsider say? I know he says beating yourself up. You're beating yourself up, which I've been doing this last week really bad. So I know how it is. You have to stop beating yourself up. Something about something you smoke. He just showing something that you smoke. I don't know what it is. It looks like a regular cigarette, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, he's mentioning that for some reason. Like I said, he may not give all the details, just enough for you to understand. And now he's showing a picture of you, and it's like you think both of them have like this big whip. And I'm not talking about like a bull whip, and it probably doesn't make any difference, but it's a whip that has, I don't know what kind of whip they call it. It has 3 or 4 different stingy things, that come out there, hitting you on the back, that you think that they are, once again, judging you, but he says it's not that way. It's not that way. We are here to help. Ask. I promise you, 1,000% they can hear you, they can see you. I promise you, if you ask and then you allow, you can block it out. You can ask for everything in the world, but you can also block it out and not realize it. And then you go, I'm not getting that. You think that they're whipping on you. I know I'm not saying that right. They're judging you, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Now it's their job to help. Allow them to help. Now I hear the name Terry, but I really stink at names. I don't know why. That's just one of my hiccups. So with a name like Terry, I feel like it's a female name Terry or a name that starts with a T or a TE. So you might have to pull that out of the box a little bit. Now she mentions it, your mom. So she's not saying why. And that's the way it works sometimes. She's talking about grassroots. Grassroots like a grassroots movement. And I don't even know what that is. I just know those words. I don't honestly know what that is. So she wants you to go back to that. So I don't know. I think she's talking about like going back to basics, like going. Mom says go back to what you learned in kindergarten. We're not talking about the crayons. She's talking about what you learned spiritually in the church or things like that. What did you learn? What was your grassroots? What was your basics? What did you learn? And she's picking kindergarten, so that would be an age when you would probably start remembering. When you're 2 or 3, sometimes by the time we get to be our age, we don't remember those things, but she wants you to go back and think of what you learned. How were you brought up? My dad's really strong. He says that you can be a very strong force like he was, but in a good way, in a positive way, in a community way. He's talking about the town. He says you have the charisma, you have the drive, you have the gumption, you have tenacity. I don't even know exactly what that is. He's standing here he's over here. Sometimes cameras pick up their energy, and we use cameras a lot, like when we go to paranormal investigations. Everybody's always got cameras because cameras will pick stuff up that our naked eye can't see. Well, I can usually, but so you could see some wavy lines in here. But he's tall. He's a big presence. Mom's kind of standing off over here. Not that she's not strong. Okay, so you had asked a question, something about the kids. Dang it. How to improve your relationship with your kids. Mom says, number one, forgive yourself. Nobody's perfect. And she's showing you like taking one step forward. Take that next step forward. She said you need to release a lot of guilt. It's all in you. It's all in you. It's not in them. It's in you. She said, okay. I'm listening to her. She says the healing comes from within you. Not them, you. What kind of person do you want to be? head is kind of bellowing, and he's getting very loud in my ear. He says, let that shit go. Let that shit go. You don't live in the past. You live now. Mom says there's somebody else you're not forgiving either. Somebody else. She's not telling me who. Somebody else you're not forgiving. Mostly, it's about forgiving you. Yeah, she takes some cards like you were holding cards, but you're not playing cards. She's trying to show me something. And you lay your cards on the table for everybody to see. Mom says, be honest. She says, so it's like you laid your cards on the table. Everybody saw them, and then you picked them back up. She said, so everything's laid out there for everybody to see. Now pick your hand back up. What do you want in your hand? What do you want in your hand now? It's your choice. It's totally your choice. It's not, she says, it's not the hand you're dealt. It's what you make of the cards that you're dealt. Not set in stone. Ooh, I get what she's doing. I've never seen anybody do it this way. Let's say you're playing, I don't know, rummy. I don't know. I haven't even played that in years. And you have these cards in your hand. You can play them any way you want to. You can play, oh, I love this. I love this. You can put the king out there on some crap that doesn't mean anything. You're throwing the king away. Or you can hold that king and you can play it along. And I know I'm probably not explaining this right, but I totally understand what she's trying to do now, what she's trying to show me. You're dealt cards in your life. You're dealt certain situations in your life. How you respond to it is all up. How you play those cards in your hand is all up to you. You can throw the good cards away and play it on a shit hand, or you can play, I don't even know how I want to say the rest of it. I get it. I just can't spit it out. I'm sorry. I like that. Hope I remember that. It's all how you play your cards. And Mom says with love, and she shows a red heart, and do it with love. She says you're holding in a lot of anger about something. Mom says, how's that working for you? She says anger towards yourself. So now she's showing you, I told you this is like spiritual charades. This is the best way they can get their messages across sometimes. She's showing you, like, walking along, you stop, you lean over, you pick up a suitcase. It's your baggage. You're carrying your baggage. And then you walk a little further and you set the suitcase down and it opens up and these white doves fly out. Okay, I know, sounds a little strange, but I understand what she's. And I don't know if she actually wants you to visualize it. I don't know if you even know what visualizing is. You might try, wouldn't even know what to have you Google on YouTube. But imagine that you have a suitcase there and it's got all your crap in it. I mean, the crap, the anger, the guilt, whatever. We use things like balloons. We'll actually We'll actually get balloons and we'll write on the balloons things that we want to release, things we want to let go of, things we need to get rid of. And then you let that balloon go and you watch it until it disappears. And that, honestly, I promise, takes a lot of that energy out of you if you let it go with that balloon. Or you can take a bowling ball and you can roll it until it's out of sight in your mind. I do the balloon physically, but she's wanting you to change those things into white doves and then let them fly. It's beautiful. Turn them into something beautiful. She says there's a young man. I can't tell if he's related to you or not, but he's young, young, young. Let's see. How young, Mom? Maybe not quite, maybe young teenager, or maybe not quite there, but I can't tell for sure exactly what kind of an age to give you. Somebody you know, somebody, I can't tell the relationship between you and this boy. I don't know that this boy belongs to you. You guys have so many relatives. That would be really hard for me to tell unless she says it, actually says it. This boy could use your help because he's going through the same stuff that you've gone through, and you're going to take your anger and your guilt and your things that you've done that you're beating yourself up over, and you're going to use that to help kids his age. You're going to turn all that negative into a positive. But it's how you want to play your cards. Do you want to play them that way, or do you want to keep it a negative? Mom says you need to move a lot of that stuff aside because you're not leaving enough room for the love to come in. Dad's over here going, pray, son, pray, pray, pray. Dad says you don't have to be in the building, the church building, to pray. You don't have to be in a pew to pray. He's showing you in a car with music playing, praying. And I know I always cringe when I say the word pray to some people because I know that kind of turns some people off. But praying isn't always kneeling down in a church and going like this. It's not. It's seriously not. Don't beg, just ask. Then you have to watch and see what doors they open. Mom says, be grateful for what you have. Mom says, telling, oh, Mom wants me to tell you that when I met you that day at the concert, that you had, I can feel people's energy. I can feel if you're, it's part of being an empath. You can Google empath, but I can feel people's energy. You felt like genuine gratitude, genuine love, genuine, honest, kind, caring person. I did not feel any of this anger, that guilt that they're talking about. So work, um, your dad keeps saying you're going to be something bigger in the community, in a good way, in a positive way. And he's leaning towards kids. or teenagers maybe. Okay, he's mentioning the color green, and then I see, okay, I'm not sure what your dad's trying to show me. Um, he's actually showing me the new basketball courts at Elephant Park. I have no clue if you play basketball. I know my grandson goes up there and plays. But there's like a stoplight, but it's green. So whenever they show me a green or red light like a stoplight, green's of course green's a go. I don't know if you're working or maybe you're supposed to work with kids up there, but it's like the stoplight or the green stoplight, if you want to call it that, is hanging over the basketball court up there. But it's on the, oh crap, it's on the basketball court side, not over by the tree. It's on the basketball court side. So I don't know if that makes a difference. Of course, I have no clue where you live. And I don't creep anybody's Facebook page ahead of time because that just messes up my head. I want this to be pure things I don't know. So, mom's being kind of quiet. Let's see how if I can get mom to tell me how she trying to let you know she's around. I can't understand what she's saying. Something she used to cook. I'm not getting the word. I don't know why. She's standing back off a little bit. She's letting Dad do his thing. Something that starts with a CH. Darn it, I can't tell what the food is. Something she used to cook. So hopefully whatever starts with a CH, usually the food I get. It's the names I don't get. Um, so if you understand what that is, something that you absolutely love to walk into the house and smell her cooking with a CH, you'll smell that in your house, in Walmart, in your car, outside. Doesn't matter. When you get that whiff of that, that's mom letting you know she loves you and that she's around. Dad is actually trying to, now he's over here on my right side. I know some of these are backwards, so I always specify which side I'm on. He's going, hey, 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 hey boy, hey. So he's trying to yell in at least in one ear. And this is, he's showing the right ear. So sometimes that will come across as pss, or it might be a buzzing noise, or your ear might get real hot because it gets that close, or it might tingle like goosebumps. You can feel the heat pressure from him because, like I said, he's very strong. You could actually hear, hey, and you turn around and nobody's there. And I always tell people, you don't always hear with these ears. There's actually ears up here too. There's telepathic ears. You can actually hear that. Mom says, Mom says when you're asleep, she comes in and she does this to your head, rubs your head, and she kind of sings songs, something like Hush Little Baby. Did she used to sing something like that to you when you were little? Have you dreamed of her doing this? She comes in there, tries to soothe your worries to go to sleep. So you may wake up and think you dreamt of that. But if it's if it's a true visitation, when you wake up, it won't fade away. You'll remember. I remember mine from 7 or 8 years ago, just as clear as a bell. That's a true visitation. Or you might just wake up with a feeling of total peace and love. So mom's trying to bring that to you. I don't think they're going to give me a lot of signs. Um, Alright, well, one of the universal signs is white feathers, but especially white ones. And mom's holding up a big one, so yeah, one day I walked through my dining room 10 times and all of a sudden there was one stuck in my shoe. Where'd it come from? I hadn't been out of the house. So when you find especially white feathers in odd places, or all of a sudden they appear on the kitchen counter or in your vehicle, I mean, if you're sitting under a tree and there's a bird's nest, that doesn't count. But just, you'll be walking along and you'll feel like you need to look down and there'll be a feather. No, that's from mom. When you get any of those signs or smells, she's not giving me any other smells. Acknowledge them, validate them, tell them you love them, and ask them to bring you more. You can, I, they're not giving me a lot of signs and sounds and smells and stuff like to let you know that they're there. I think you feel your dad's presence because he's so strong. I think you actually feel him. I don't know how to explain that because everybody feels it different because they're pure energy now. But everybody feels energy different, so you're just gonna feel that strength, like kind of standing by you. I don't know how to explain the way he's showing it. Ask him to help you. Ask him to help give you strength. Ask both of them to help you with having more gratitude and praying. Like I said, I hate to use the word pray, but I'm not sure what other word to use. They both say at the same time, we love you. We do love you. Stop doubting that. Let us help lift you up. And they're showing you kind of like this, and they've got their arms, one's on one side, one's on the other, and they've got their arms under you there, and they're picking you up higher. Let them help you raise your vibration. Just, you don't even have to say it out loud. Nobody else has to know. Just ask them to help. You don't have to say it out loud. Say it in your head. And then you kind of watch and see who the people that they bring closer to you that feel good in your gut, and the people that kind of start moving away from you. Just just sit back and observe. I promise you. Mom, she's going to leave any more signs, but she's not saying anything. Usually we're all about the signs. They want you to know that they're there. Dad says you know. I don't know if you're admitting it or not, but Dad says you know he's around. But you're afraid of his judgment. He says, don't be. He's not like that. And I will honestly say, in my experience, the hundreds of readings I've done, I've never seen anybody that's actually judged. I've never seen hell. I've only seen love, forgiveness, peace, them wanting to help us have more peace and love down here. Because their perspective, just like the cat on my page today, turned upside down, their perspective has changed. Okay, they're waiting, they're leaving. So they didn't give a lot of things that we can really validate. Usually I ask them for at least one or two things that they can validate. So I hope there's something in this for you so you know for sure that that was them. And I almost feel like your dad wants to grab my ear and pull me over here, like he wants to say something, but he's not saying it. Tell my boy I love him and I'm proud of him. Mom actually got down on the floor, rolled over, and she says, don't roll over for them. I don't know who them is. Don't know who she's talking about. She says, do not roll over for them. Do not lay down and roll over for them. Okay. They're leaving. Okay. Mom has these little red hearts floating up for you. Hey, if you see me around, you have to come up and say hi and tell me who you are because I'm really bad with faces. Super bad with faces. So if you walk by me and say hi and I go act like I don't know you, it's because I don't recognize faces. It's my hang up. So much love to you. Come up, say hi. Talk to him. I promise you 1,000% talk to him. Talk to him. I can't stress that enough. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. See you later.